So, is it on?
We just have the mic here.
Yes, great. So next we have Camelia Halid Walid, a distinguished nuclear professional from the Indonesian National Research and Innovation Agency. Camelia will present her research on leveraging social media to raise public awareness through nuclear testing and earthquake preparedness in Indonesia. And Indonesia is a seismically active country with frequent earthquakes, faces unique challenges in educating people, mainly the public, about distinguishing between natural seismic events and the potential nuclear tests. So in her research, she'll examine how social media can be used as an effective tool for disseminating this critical information, targeting a wide demographic and assessing their knowledge and concerns through surveys and demographic analysis. Her study provides valuable insights into how communication strategies can be tailored into Indonesia's diverse population and enhance awareness of nuclear testing and preparedness. Camelia, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Maggie. So good morning, everyone. My name is Camelia, and today I will be presenting my research about leveraging social media to elevate awareness of nuclear tests versus natural earthquakes among Indonesia's diverse communities. This topic is very close to me because Indonesia is a country well known with the frequently earthquakes, and misinterpretation of seismic events can lead to confusion, panic, and also delayed response. So why this matters? From the data, in 2023, Indonesia experienced almost 10,800 earthquakes. It is a lot, actually, and this data is according to our meteorology, climatology, and geophysical agency. So we know that both natural earthquakes and nuclear tests can create a ground shaking, but they originate from a very different phenomena. So if the public cannot tell them apart, if they cannot differentiate it, it could cause unnecessary panic and also delayed response during a critical moment. So that's why it is vital for the public to have at least the basic understanding of these differences to support organizations like CTBTO, which works to monitor and verify compliance with the CTBT. So this is the CTBTO and the challenge. The CTBTO, we know CTBTO uses seismic monitoring technology to detect subterranean nuclear explosions. And the challenge is, in Indonesia especially, with the high frequency of natural earthquakes, so people are really used to feel the ground shaking in Indonesia, and making it harder to distinguish events. And the second is the low public literacy on nuclear monitoring, because most Indonesians have never heard about the CTBTO. And the last is the very diverse communities with more than 700 languages and varying access to education and information. This diversity is actually beautiful, but it also makes the awareness building more complex. And this is where I found the role of social media. So Indonesia has a really active social media users with 200 million people being really active on social media. And social media becomes a powerful channel to disseminate scientific information quickly and reach diverse and remote communities, and also engage youth, especially because most of the users is youth and they are really active. So despite its potential, social media remains underutilized for the outreach related to nuclear or nuclear tests, especially in Indonesia. So this is why my research explores how this gap can be addressed. This is my research objectives. My study had main two objectives. The first is to understand how social media can enhance public awareness of nuclear testing and its differences between the natural earthquakes and the nuclear test. And the second is to focus on Indonesia's diversity, ensuring that the outreach efforts can be inclusive across languages, regions, cultures, and also digital access levels. And this is how I did the research. To gather the data, I conducted an online survey through Instagram platform, targeting participants aged 15 to 60. So the survey explores their knowledge of nuclear testing, the awareness of what to do if a nuclear test happens, the prior education, and their preferred source of information. So this is the results, and this is the respondent profile. I got 238 respondents, and here's a quick snapshot of that. 79% of the respondents are female, and the majority of them is 15 to 25 years old. And most of them came from Java, which is the most populated island in Indonesia, and 58% were university graduates. And when we asked about the knowledge of the nuclear testing, it is 233 out of 238 respondents did not know that a nuclear test could feel like a natural earthquake. And over 90% had never heard about nuclear testing or the CTBTO at all. So this result shows a really significant knowledge gap in our population about their knowledge of nuclear testing. And the second is about the awareness of nuclear testing. From the results, we know that the awareness levels were also very low. Only 28 respondents believe Indonesians know what to do if something happens related to the nuclear test. However, 219 respondents say that they want to learn more about the differences between the natural earthquakes and also the nuclear test. So this highlights a huge potential audience for the educational outreach. And next is about the prior education. In terms of this, almost all respondents had never seen nuclear testing content on social media or information in the news. So this confirms that the nuclear test awareness in Indonesia is not currently part of mainstream conversations here. And the last is about the preferred information source. So when we ask about the preferred ways to receive information, we learned that 211 respondents already use social media like TikTok or Instagram, and for a safety update, like searching for information about earthquakes or something related to the safety preparedness about that. And 229 respondents prefer infographics or short videos to understand the complex topics. And next is people trust government agencies, so like our disaster management authorities, but 178 respondents also trust influencers and content creators to gain information. So this suggests that collaboration between the government and also the popular influencer is also makes sense to make this outreach become highly effective. So from the results, we see three key insights. The first is the knowledge gap. Most Indonesians are unfamiliar with nuclear testing and the CTBTO, meaning that there is an urgent need for education. And the second is the preparedness gap. Few people know how to respond when nuclear test event occurred, but most of them didn't know. So this lack of preparedness could be dangerous in the event of a real incident. And the last is the opportunity through the social media. Since most respondents are young, educated, and already active online, so social media is the ideal platform to raise the awareness. Using infographics, videos, trusted influencers, we can deliver complex scientific information in a way that is engaging and fun to access. And the last, okay, I'm gonna skip this. And the last is the conclusion. To conclude, public knowledge about nuclear testing in Indonesia is very low, but there is a strong interest to learn. And social media offers a unique opportunity to close the awareness gap quickly and effectively to reach the audience. And I also have some recommendations. The first is to use a short, engaging formats like videos, animation, and infographics like the way social media works. And the second is to partner with influencers to reach a broader audience, especially youth. And the third is localizing the content, like if it is possible to use a local language, because Indonesia has many regional language, and it can be tailored to be culturally relevant. And the last is the government or maybe the CTBTO can work with the agencies to ensure accuracy and the credibility. So by combining these strategies, we can empower Indonesians to understand at least the basic understanding about the nuclear test and the preparedness if the incident happened, to reduce the panic and supporting the CTBTO outreach mission. So thank you for the attention. I welcome any questions.
Thank you, Camelia. Any questions? Great.
Okay, thank you, Camelia, for the very nice presentation. I'm Siva Subedi from Nepal Academy of Science and Technology. And I have a couple of questions if I have time, if we have time. So you mentioned there are about 20 million people in Indonesia, they are using the social media, but you are presenting the response from 238. Do you think it is good to journalize the response? This is my first question.
Okay, so yeah, I know that the respondents is still lack because we know that 200 respondents, if it is, we compare it to the 200 million user of social media, it's really far from, far from, at least I find the data to share, but you're right that it cannot be generalized to using only 200 people compared to 200 audience. But at least if in the future there will be cooperation between the CTBTO and Indonesia to how maybe CTBTO asked Indonesia how to engage people, so maybe I can use this data, but it can be further. We can spread this all over because I only use my account to spread the questionnaire and also the help of some of my friends, so it cannot be representing all of the social media users in.
Okay, I have the follow-up question. So in your result section, you saw there is some good news about the social influencer that you can use for the encouraging people for this kind of survey, I think.
Yes.
And my last question is, you mentioned there are almost 700 local languages. Do you have any idea of the number of languages, more than 10% people they are speaking?
I think most of people in Indonesia use Javanese language because Java Island is the most populated island. So maybe the first language or the regional language I may use if I can make a content to gather culturally relevant, I may use the Javanese language.
Okay, thank you.